Hey there. You ever look up, see a plane cruising along, and wonder how in the world it's flying in such a perfect straight line? I mean, you know the wind is up there trying to push it all over the place. Well, it's a really cool challenge, and today we're going to break down one of the most elegant solutions a pilot has for it, the S-turn. So yeah, how do they do that? How do you fly a straight path when this invisible force is constantly shoving you sideways? It's not magic, I promise. It's this amazing skill that turns a totally invisible force into something you can actually predict and work with. And once you get it, you'll have a whole new respect for the incredible art of flying. You know, you could almost say every single flight has a villain in its story, an invisible force that the pilot is constantly battling, or maybe more like having a conversation with. And that's the crosswind. It is always there, trying to nudge the plane off course. That sideways push has a name. It's called wind drift. And here's the absolute key to understanding all of this. Where the nose of the plane is pointing isn't necessarily where the plane is actually going over the ground. The wind creates this gap, right? A gap between the aircraft's heading and its actual track. Okay, think about it like this. It's the perfect analogy. Imagine you're walking a perfectly straight line on the deck of a big ship. Easy enough. But what if the ship itself is moving sideways in the water? Well, your path over the water isn't straight at all, is it? It's a diagonal. That is exactly what a pilot is dealing with up there. So how do you fight back? How do you actually draw that straight line when the ground beneath you is moving? The answer is this really beautiful, precise maneuver called the S-turn. It's one of the first major skills a pilot has to master to really get a feel for wind correction. And the whole goal here is just pure precision. The idea is to make the aircraft's path on the ground look like two perfect symmetrical half circles on either side of a straight line, like a road. So it's not just about turning left and then turning right, it's about creating this perfect repeating pattern that proves you have complete mastery over the wind. It's awesome. So how does this thing actually work? Let's break down the S-turn into its parts. Because it's not just one single move, it's this dynamic, flowing sequence of constant adjustments. All right, let's walk through this like you're in the cockpit. First, you fly straight towards a reference line, say a long straight road. The second you cross that road, you immediately roll into a smooth 180-degree turn. But here's the real trick. You can't just hold the controls steady. You have to constantly, subtly change your bank angle to fight the wind and keep that semicircle perfectly round. Then, just as you cross the road again, you immediately roll the other way and do a perfect mirror image of the first turn. Get it? You've just drawn a perfect S on the ground. But see, the real art here isn't just in making the turns. No. It's in those constant, tiny adjustments that separate a good pilot from a truly great one. This is where the hard physics of flight just meets pure seat-of-your-pants intuition. Now here's where it gets really interesting. As you're turning downwind, so the wind is at your back, your speed over the ground actually gets faster. To keep your half circle from becoming a big, stretched-out oval, you have to bank steeper and turn quicker. Then, as you turn back into the wind, your ground speed slows way down. So now you need a much shallower bank angle to draw the other half of the S. It's this constant dance between your speed and your bank angle. Of course, explaining it is one thing. Actually doing it is something else entirely. Because it's such a dynamic maneuver, there are a million ways it can go wrong. And looking at the mistakes really shows you just how much skill is involved.
I mean, if you misjudge the wind's speed or direction, your S is going to come out all lopsided. If you can't hold that perfect turn radius, your semicircles will look wonky and misshapen. And if your transition from one turn to the next is rough or clunky, well, you lose that beautiful, fluid line that defines the whole thing. It demands total 100% concentration.
So really, what this all shows us is that the S-turn is way more than just a training exercise. It's like the perfect metaphor for flying itself. It's a real physical demonstration of a pilot's ability to have this constant conversation with their aircraft and with the wind, responding with these precise, continuous little adjustments.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, right? We just went through the incredible detail it takes to draw a simple shape on the ground from thousands of feet in the air. So the next time you're outside and you see a plane way up there, just think about this. If that much skill and precision is needed for just one basic maneuver, what other invisible challenges are those pilots mastering every single moment there in the sky? It's pretty incredible to think about.